Welcome to another edition of Smart Chat. And as we are approaching the middle of the baseball season, as we're approaching the All-Star game, I just wanted to kind of look back at the first 3 months or so of the MLB season and just kind of go over things that I would watch for from this point on till well after the All-Star game. Few things. First, you have the LA Dodgers, who seems like they're making a run back in the Western Conference. 15-11 in the month of June. In particular, the person that led that 15-11 March was Puig. Puig hitting over 400, 44 hits in his first month. Second to only Joe DiMaggio, who had 48 hits in his first month. So Puig is making... Puig, did I pronounce that right? I probably didn't. But he's making the surge for the Dodgers, and as of this first month, he is a monster machine. There is even talk, and I think quite frankly that it's a joke, of possibly Puig being a write-in or voted in to the All-Star game. It's just a month, and although he contributed great, let's relax a little bit. Dodgers also today made a trade for former Cubs closer Carlos Marmol. Let's see if this is what the Dodgers need. They're 5 games below 500, and what we've seen is all that money that you spend, usually that equates to not so much of a great season. And this, I think, correlates with every single type of sport out there. You have your football with the Jets. You have, your basketball with the Knicks a few years. They didn't get that far anyway. So it always seems that when these teams go off in that off season, spend a ton of money, takes a while for the team to gel, if even, or by the time they do gel, it's too late. Another team to look for or look at closely is the New York Yankees, who they've been free falling. Injuries. Jeter, still not back. Granderson, still not back. Teixeira, done for the year. Youkilis, done for the year. And now, what do we have here? What will be coming is you now have AROD starting to do rehab games to make his return back. And it always amazes me with the Yankee fans. They do not want AROD on their team. They try to avoid him on the team. But let's face it, with the lineup that you're throwing out there right now, if you're the Yankees, Alberto Gonzalez, Jason Nix, Chris Stewart, you need AROD. You need AROD. You need that right-handed bat, because you have no right-handed hitters. You need him to produce, hit you some home runs, because right now you're free-falling, and your injuries are devastating. You don't have the cavalry back. You don't have anyone that you could trade. Phil Hughes at 3-7, Jabba Chamberlain, all in their walk years. You're not going to get anything for them. Which leads me on another thing to watch is the Baltimore Orioles. They're making a surge. They traded for Feldman from the Cubs. Big whoop-de-doo. I know that's what you're saying. But you have to look at the monster year that Chris Davis is having. Monster year. Speaking of monster years, a team that you thought would have a monster year is the Los Angeles Angels. Another team that spent all that money in the off season. And it's really not working for you. Joe Blanton, you signed Josh Hamilton, hitting below 220 is Josh Hamilton. Below 500 as well. So you want to see what happens with the Angels, a team to look out for. And a team that you did not expect this to happen, I just gave you the Angels. You now also have the Pittsburgh Pirates, who, yes, have the best record in MLB. They are trying to make the postseason. First time since '92 when Barry Bonds was on the team and it was a Game 7. Russell Martin's great pickup, leading the pitching staff. You thought Francisco Liriano would give you nothing coming back from his injury problems. Exact opposite. You thought that losing Hanrahan to the Red Sox would be a problem. Not at all. Grimm is now establishing himself to be a dominant closer. But you always have to worry if you're a Bucco fan. Their history, they've been through this the last couple of years where the second half is a collapse. You're now at first place, best record in the league. You just hope that your season does not collapse. And the last thing to look at, kind of a story to watch develop if you're in New York, you have the New York Mets, who morphed in the beginning of this season where their pitching was horrible and the offense was hitting somewhat. Then to where we are now, it morphed where you are no longer hitting, but now you're pitching well. Matt Harvey, who probably, jokingly, I am joking, he will probably have 6 wins for the rest of the year, because that is what he has. And he will win the Cy Young. Matt Harvey, a phenom to look at. And with that phenom, you also have the highly talented Zach Wheeler, who was actually projected to be better than Matt Harvey based on scouting reports. One good game, one bad game so far. But if you're in New York and if you're a baseball fan, you watch this story to see how it develops. Something to look at. So far this season really has been all about pitching as opposed to hitting. We see what will happen, but those are just some of the highlights that I mentioned, I think, so far of this season as we're approaching the midway mark, the All-Star game. So let me know your thoughts, your questions, your comments. All my information is found below. And until next time, later.